Hi, my name is Brie Clark, and today I'm going to show you some tips on using VLOOKUP in Excel. VLOOKUP can be used whenever you want to reference values from a table in Microsoft Excel that are in a different range than the existing list you have. In this example, I have a worksheet with some annual sales goals by region. First thing I'm going to do before I look up to this table is define this table as a named range. So I'll select the range, go to the Formulas tab, and click Define Name. I'll call this Annual Goals. Notice there are no spaces because when you are naming a range in Excel, you can't have any spaces. So I'll click OK, and now I'll go over to the Quarterly Sales tab where I can construct my VLOOKUP formula. I'll start with an equal sign and then type VLOOKUP. And then the first argument I need to enter is what value to look up. In this case, I want to look up the values from column A, so I'm going to select cell A3. After the comma, I'm going to enter the name of the table array that I'm looking up from, and this is that annual goals name. Next, I need to tell Excel which column from the lookup table I want to use. That would be column 2. And finally, Excel wants to know if I want an approximate match or an exact match. I want an exact match, so I'm going to type false here, close the parentheses, and press Enter. When I do that, Excel displays the annual goal for the Northeast region in cell G3, and then I can use autofill to fill that down to see the goals for the other regions. Notice how I get an NA error for the Midwest region. Let's go see why that's happening. On the Annual Sales Goals tab, it appears that it's the exact same name. But if I click in the cell A3, I'll notice there's a space after Midwest. I bet getting rid of that will take care of the problem. So I'll backspace over that space and come back to Quarterly Sales, and the problem is fixed. So the two tips I just gave you were, first of all, to use a named range. In this case, I called this range Annual Goals. And then the second tip on the Quarterly Sales tab, I noticed there was a mismatch between this region and the one here, and that resulted in the NA error. So always make sure your text values are exactly the same that you're looking up. My name is Brie Clark, and that's some tips on VLOOKUPs in Microsoft Excel.